Hey, hi, and howdy, sweet friends. Happy holidays to all of you out there. Thank you for joining me. And if you're new, my name is Courtney, and my channel focuses on food and kitchen related content. So if you like that kind of stuff, grocery hauls, what's for dinners, and so much more, hit the subscribe button. Stick around. I've got a ton of fun content here. All right, y'all, I am sharing some quick and easy holiday appetizers because Christmas is literally right around the corner. I am doing the voiceover and finishing this video on the day it is posting, which is just a couple of days before Christmas, but you still have time to get these appetizers made, to go to the grocery store and get the ingredients if you don't already have them. They're so easy. We're going to start off with these bacon cheddar puffs. Oh my goodness, I'm linking the original recipe down below. These were fabulous. It's like a shortbread cookie with bacon and cheddar in it. I mean, what could go wrong there? So I had some softened butter, then I threw it in my mixer and kind of whipped it up a minute, added in some flour and some Worcestershire sauce. Then I'm tossing in some shredded cheese from the grocery store. You can shred it yourself, but I took a little help from the store this time. And then I cooked up some bacon because I prefer fresh bacon pieces instead of the store-bought ones. Toss that right in there. I'm using my cookie scoop to kind of portion these out, and I will roll them up into neat, tidy little balls here in just a second. And these are good to go. We're going to bake them in the oven, and oh my goodness, they are so delicious. The texture of these was so magical. It's almost like they melted in my mouth, and that bacon flavor came through. Just absolutely fabulous. If you don't like bacon, I'm so sorry you're missing out, but these were absolutely wonderful. My whole family loved them. Okay, let's move on to the next recipe. We are going to be making some pig in a blanket armadillo egg roll-ups. I can't remember the exact name of the recipe, but it is essentially a pig in a blanket with armadillo egg filling, kind of. So fun and so delicious because those are two things that my family loves. So I've got a block of cream cheese that I softened, and to it I am adding a bunch of diced green chilies. Now these are roasted hatch chilies that I just freeze whenever they're in season, but you could just use a can of green chilies from the grocery store. Either way, that works just fine, no big deal. You want to go ahead and get this all mixed together. If you have the whipped cream cheese from the store instead of a block, that's even easier to work with and it'll save a little bit of time. But if not, just use a softened block of cream cheese like I'm doing. To this, you can season it any way you want. I'm doing a little bit of garlic powder. You could throw in onion powder, some salt and pepper if you want to. You can really go a million different directions with it. I am kind of just keeping it simple. I added in a little bit of seasoned salt as well because I feel like that kind of has a little bit of everything in there and kind of a deep, rich flavor that I'm looking for in this cream cheese that can sometimes be just a little bit bland. But again, you can season these any way you want to. You might have a specific combo that you like and you just go for it. I'm going to get that all mixed together and incorporated really, really well. I do want to let you know that this made more than enough of the cream cheese filling, so I actually had about half of it left over, and I ended up tossing in some bacon bits that I had left over and just calling it an armadillo egg dip, and it was absolutely fabulous. Oh my goodness, we devoured it. It was so good. But before I did that, I did go ahead and make these roll-ups. So I've got a can of crescent dough here, and I'm just kind of cutting along where they were already perforated just to separate them a little bit. I ended up using 2 cans for this recipe, so in total that made 16 little pig in a blankets. You could do as many or as few as you want. You could use the sheets of dough. You could use biscuit dough if you really want to, but the recipe originally called for these crescent rolls, so that is what I went with. So once I got them all separated, I went ahead and put some of that delicious filling that I just made in there. You can kind of spread it out just a little bit. You just want to make sure that there's going to be some of that filling in every single bite. And then on top of that, once I had them all covered in filling, I went ahead and topped each one with one of those little Smokies. And again, this only used up about half a pack of little Smokies. So I had some of those left over, and you'll see what I did with those here in just a minute. But I just went ahead and popped these on here, and then you want to roll them up. Now, I tried to seal mine all the way so all of that delicious cream cheese stayed on the inside. You don't have to, but anytime I'm working with something like this that has any kind of almost liquidy filling, I do try to seal it to the best of my ability just because it makes for a better end product. So I went ahead and kind of folded the sides over, as you can see, like that, like wrapping a package almost. And I just kept tucking and rolling, and it kind of sealed everything inside. So I really didn't have much that leaked out at the end. So all that deliciousness stayed inside where I wanted it. I will link the original recipe for this down below, but once you've got them all rolled up, you just pop them on your baking sheet. I like to line it with parchment paper. Sometimes crescent dough can be a little finicky and stick, so I just find it easier to work with parchment. But you just bake them, and oh golly, these are so, so delicious. We just loved them. Like I said, if you have any leftover filling, toss in some bacon. You can even throw in some shredded cheddar cheese, and you've got an amazing armadillo egg dip. All right, so here's the other pack, or the other half of the pack of Little Smokies, and I'm just kind of playing on two different dishes. One of them is Little Smokies and barbecue sauce, and then the other is the meatballs in the slow cooker where you put the jelly in and stuff. So I started with some grape jelly because I always have that in my fridge, and then I added some barbecue sauce. Mix these together and let them simmer for about 10 minutes, and oh my goodness, that grape jelly with the barbecue sauce was fantastic. I highly recommend giving this a try. You could, of course, put it in your slow cooker if that is what you want to do. But like I said, I just simmered mine on the stovetop. I had cut my Little Smokies in half just to kind of stretch them a little further because it was only half a pack. But there was only 3 people in my house that were going to eat them anyway, so no big deal. These were amazing. I will never make these without adding grape jelly again. I loved the addition and I love the flavor that it brought. So good. And there's everything. I did make some of the cranberry salsa. I didn't film it. I did make it though. And then I've got my bacon puffs, my little piggies in a blanket, and the smoked sausages, and then the dip. So wonderful. Again, I'll list or link all the recipes down below. I hope you guys are having a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I hope you enjoy some of these recipes, and I will see you on Saturday with my What's for Dinner video. Bye.